So probably the biggest question, or the most often question I got asked this week, was what happened to the refrigerator. That is where the refrigerator is sitting now. And I kept the overhang on here because the garbage can fits perfectly there, Gary. And no, it's not empty yet. It is a full garbage. Gary always comments my garbage can is full. But that's because I emptied on Sunday night. And that's when I go to the dumps on Monday on my way into work. So yeah, here's the counter, right? All the way across. I will be trimming out that. I am not putting anything back in the corner there because that's just dead space as far as I'm concerned. And excuse the mess of herbs and everything that are on top of the counter right now. That is messed up because I'm in the middle of doing another project right now. So yeah. I'm not going to show you the other project yet. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. But right now, I'm going to head over to the orange store. We got some fresh snow last night, so I'm going to have to dust off the truck, head to the orange store, pick up a couple of things, and get busy on this week's project. I'm Sean in Alaska. Welcome. God, it's pretty, huh? Look at that. We didn't get a whole bunch. Looks like we got another 1.5 inches, 2 inches on the truck after I got home yesterday. But the deck is a mess again. I'll have to shovel that off. I was not done with my coffee yet. 10 o'clock in the morning. The sun just basically came up about a half an hour ago. I'm not doing anything that early in the morning. It's my day off. Found myself sleeping until woke up the first time around 3, and I said, nah, it's not going to happen either. So I slept till about 6:30, which is late for me, but it feels nice and it's beautiful out. I'll show you a little bit of the drive. All right. I don't know that I'll be using the snowblower. I'll check when I come home today. It's not really that deep. I might use it just to get a layer off so that it doesn't ice up, because we're supposed to get cold over the next couple of days. Not too cold, not as cold as we were the other day when it was 12 below zero on the drive in. But I don't like to leave too much on the driveway when it's going to freeze up like that, because then it gets tough to clear it off later. Look at how pretty it is right now. It's gorgeous. It's like we had to plow down my road. God, those colors are amazing. And we did not get to plow down State Park yet. Oh, it's crazy. I get it. They got to clear the roads based on how much they're used. But I don't know. I come from an area in California where they did a much better job of snow removal than they do here in Alaska. So I'm kind of like the road department out here, or the early warning system for the roads in the morning. Because I go to work so early, I usually leave the house at about 3:15 or 3:30 in the morning to go to work Monday through Friday. I always give a road report when I get to town, because there are a lot of people out here that drive to town every single day. So it's just gotten to be a habit with me that I'll post, what the road conditions are like, how icy they are, how much snow we got, whether or not the roads are clear. And it's pretty cool because on the local Funny River community page, because we've had a lot of folks out here that really appreciate it. So yeah, it's been kind of fun. I like it. We've got a grader up here getting ready to hit off to the spur roads here, which means they're going to be clearing off mine pretty soon as well. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it up there on the left. He just pulled off the main road. I think I've said it before, but some of these roads are cleared by the borough, which is our version of a county, and some of these roads are cleared by the state, and then the rest of the roads are cleared by, I think the state only has like 3 roads that they do. The rest of the roads are cleared by a private contractor. And of the 3, the person who does the best job is the private contractor. That guy right there. I think it's Holly, of Holly Excavation. I think that's his. I think he's a local that lives out here too. But he's got a pretty big contract, a pretty big area. But I think it's him that's responsible for maintaining all the little roads out here, and he does a great job. Much better than the state or the borough. Where is that? I swear sometimes I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't attached to me. All right, this doesn't have to be perfect on the curve, it just has to give me enough room to be absolutely square on top. Nice. I think that will work. Get there. Go, get up there. There we go. Come on, get over there. Get it over there. So that will allow me. I gotta go back a little more. Everything else is fine except for right down here, so I'm gonna trim a little bit of this. Good. Let me clean up this top edge. I think that's where part of my problem is. Alrighty. Right there. Now, pen in my pocket. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be close. Or in the words of Red Green, she doesn't have to find you handsome, she just has to find you handy. Or if she can't find you handsome, she should at least find you handy, one or the other. Go 87.5. Get over there. Ooh. Let's go 88.5 twice. I wanted, knucklehead. Right there. And then I want it up a little bit. That'll work. Right? Right, that'll work. Beautiful. What I'm doing here is I'm building a ledger board on the bottom that's completely level. So I'll go from that ledger board all the way up. And I wanted to leave myself enough room to be able to put in the bottom row after I'm all done. So the bottom row will actually be the last row. And I gave myself enough for like an 1/8 of an inch gap, and I'll just go ahead and fill that 1/8 of an inch gap with caulk. So it's not sitting directly on this floor here. And then that way I can avoid having to use shims or anything. But I put a few more screws in this, and then we're pretty much lined up and ready to go for the block work. Which I'm probably not going to do today. It's Saturday. I'll probably do it on Sunday. And I cheated and went with, I just watched Alaska Freedom, Jay and Elaine's video, and they used a premix mortar. So I went ahead and picked up a bucket of the premix mortar today. So these side pieces are not going to stay here, but that is as far as I want the block to go in both directions. And I have a plan for, let me raise the camera up here a bit. I have a plan for what I want to replace this with, but I wanted to use some cheap lumber to block it in instead of using the final lumber that I'm going to use to frame all this in, because when I'm using this mortar mix, you know, there's going to be gouges and there's going to be bleed over, and there's going to be, so by doing this I give myself a straight edge on both sides, and I went with the straight edge on the inside. I give myself a straight edge on both sides so that I can pull this board back off and put on the final board when it's done. And like I said, the ledger board down here on the bottom will give me something to hold the block in place as I'm building, so I'll build from the bottom up and rest that first row completely on the bottom of that ledger board, and then I could build my way up as I go, and when I'm done, the final row, I'll pull out the ledger board and I'll put it in from the, you know, so that I'll go ahead and mortar that in underneath the first row that I'm going to do, and then that'll give me a small enough gap, like I said, that I could just run a bead of caulk down there and get it all cleaned up. Other than taping off all the joints on here, though, I'm pretty much just about, you know, and a couple more screws in here, I'm just about ready to start laying block, which is awesome because I need to get this done before we get the really, really cold weather. Chilly morning this morning too. Temperature dropped back down again. This should fit right there. A bit of a gap. Okay, and then I got, basically I'm just trying the first piece to see what I got here, but I need to be 5 1/4. 5 1/4. Ah, bugger. I have to replace that piece. I just broke it. Well, I could use it. So 5 1/4 on this side. We're going to go one more layer right now and see how we're setting, but those last couple of layers went pretty good. I'm not going to lie. There we go.
People who install tile for a living, they make it look so easy. It's just incredible to me. And it's like everything else, right? Everything looks easy when a professional's doing it. And you're like, oh, yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem at all. When in reality, yes, Sean, it is a problem. I didn't know how far I was going to go on this today. Apparently, I'm not stopping. We'll see. We'll see what I get done. There we go. Come on. I'm really glad I did all the prep work up front. Get up there. Uh-oh. Before I got into this. That is going to be an issue. Tissue. Let's get you. There we go. All right. When I first started laying all this out, shoot, it was last year now, I was looking for color patterns and I was getting all kinds of fancy. But I like the randomness of just putting the stone on the wall there. So this one is 5 3/8. So apparently I left the camera on and the battery died. So I went ahead and scraped all the extra off here, and I'm going to give this about, I don't know, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes to kind of cure up a bit before I stack any more on top. The ledger board is holding most of the weight up, and I want it to cure some before I get too carried away and add too much more. But so far it's going pretty good. I don't have any complaints. I don't have any complaints at all. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen when I get up here to the top to cut around the pipe going out. I might have a different plan for that. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. come on, get in there. There we go. That is the first time that happened. Okay. Diamond tip saw cuts a whole lot better when there's water. I think I'm going to go one more row right now, and then I'm going to be at a point where I have to stop. Because of what I want to do above that row. I don't know. Let's put one more row in and we'll see where we're at. I have some of these left, but I may need to get another box because I think now I'm as high as I want to go with the slate. And I'm thinking this would look bloody gorgeous going all the way across. But I need to figure out, like I said, how to cut around that, because then when I put the black plate, the black ring around there, that'll be awesome. I think we should be pretty close here. I may have to notch some of that out. Should be 4 inches. Well, that's going to be right there. I may have to notch just a touch of that to get it around there, but I am leaning towards this, which means I'm going to stop on this for now. That's going to do it for this week, folks. My name is Sean in Alaska, and I'm really, really happy with how this stacked stone backing came out. I mean, at this point, I could literally install the wood stove. which is good because we're going to get cold here soon.